Good evening, welcome along. It's live stream time. It's another UEFA final, and our Thursday nights have been swung off because these two finals have both been on Wednesday. Steve and Rob, good evening to you. Can see a few others popping in as well. Lovely to have you here. We are back for the Europa Conference League final between Real Betis and Chelsea. Some interesting team selection decisions, but that Betis side on paper, very experienced and very high quality. We're also going to be playing LMA Manager 2003, as you can probably see from the date at the top of the screen, and more importantly, the bank balance. I've got through the summer transfer window, and I've been a very busy man when it comes to revitalising this squad. The work isn't done yet. We've just about got ourselves in good nick for the season, so hopefully we're looking forward for that. Barry, welcome in. I tell you what, you'll be happy now, won't you? The major trophy on the board, you can relax a little. I haven't been in here in a while. Lovely to have you along. But welcome along, everybody. A big final to come. A good side, another good side. And we've got to try and avoid relegation with Darlington, which is the main job that we've got to do here. We did pass our objectives for last season, unsurprisingly, having clung on for that league title on Sunday after... Well, it was a very frustrating stream, wasn't it? In fact, it was Monday, wasn't it? The bank holiday, where we had a bit of a slow start, but we crept over the line. Si, good evening to you. Welcome along as well. Anthony will be collecting a winner's medal following parent club's abject failure. It's quite funny how... Well, either way, Steve. I mean, either Sancho or Anthony are going to be picking up a European trophy, aren't they, tonight? So, there's something to that. Surprised by a couple of the Chelsea decisions. I've got to say, watching the warm-ups, the pitch didn't look great, which might be a consideration later, but perhaps that's just me reading a bit too much into it and giving people excuses. Shalabar, unfortunately, caught in the face there. We are about 30 seconds behind because we're watching for free on Discovery Plus, and that means that you have to deal with the unfortunate side of that as well. When the Scots come in, we'll talk a bit about the Scottish League Cup draw as well for July, because that'll keep us going during the summer. And of course, we're going to be showing plenty of the Club World Cup as well. So we've got a lot to come over here. We're going to get excited. And of course, we'll have our usual Sunday stream this week too. But for now... let's talk about Darlington, because I have been a very busy man this summer. There's 9,000 left in the bank. It's all gone a little bit wrong. United picks up a European trophy for Europe's best waterfall. I think Dortmund still pipped him to that one, to be fair. Did you see him lose today in Kuala Lumpur as well? Bloody hell. Pitch never looks great in these Europa finals. No, but this one looks particularly sort of sluggish and slow. A little bit bobbly as well, but... it's not the biggest concern. Oh, Adrian's almost caught by Nicholas Jackson. He gets away with a foul in the end, but that would just be a little bit of a wake-up call for Adrian. Hard to be excited about the Club World Cup. I don't really know, Steve. I don't know if excited's the right word, but I'm intrigued. Yeah, Adrian in goal. You've got Fornals, Isco, Mark Bartra, Anthony, obviously. It's a star-studded team of names. But obviously, Adrian does have a clanger in him. He seems to be inviting the pressure on, but he's done well, incidentally, for Betis recently. There were a lot of boos. I saw a couple of the videos. A quick plug as well. I'll only give the one today, but I'm uninterested, Steve. I am a little bit intrigued. I won't lie to you. I will watch some of it because there's nothing else on this summer until the Women's Euro, so I'll watch it. But I don't know what to make. Obviously, we'll learn very quickly, but I'm intrigued a little bit. I will give a quick plug as well, because we had our National League playoff final preview today. It's a game I'm really intrigued by, particularly having done a 20-year save with Southend in FM24. Obviously, for me, it's important for the 92. Oldham are another big club as well. I predicted them to go up pre-season, finishing 5th and winning the playoffs. So go and give that one a little preview and get your score prediction in the comments for it if you haven't already. Club World Cup is UEFA Super League style. Yeah, it kind of is, but it's a FIFA version, isn't it? Agreed, dull stuff. Roll on the Scottish League Cup groups. Yeah, I really want to get to one game this year, just so I can say I've been to a Scottish football match. And then we can build up from there. But obviously it will depend on timings, dates, trains, etc. We'll wait and see. Jorgensen taking his turn to be a bit slow at the back. It's out to the right for Shalabar. Gusto's now inverted into midfield, as we so often see these days. But obviously, we'll be playing LMA Manager while we're doing the watch along. So if the football's not for you, we'll have plenty of other stuff to get involved with as well. Let's talk about transfers here at Darlington. As you can see, we've got loads of stuff on the go, primarily trying to get someone who can play on the left of midfield properly this year. Have you seen the Plymouth Gaffer de Schalke? No, I haven't. I saw that Lee Grant went to Huddersfield today. I obviously know the Liam Manning situation, and we did the video on Will Still. I mean, I'm not surprised. They'll be wishing they bought him a month earlier, wouldn't they? If they hadn't gone through the Rooney situation, then they probably would have stayed up, to be fair. Takes a lot to get a Burnley fan's pulse racing. Brilliant. So, yeah, we've got a few midfielders we're trying to bring in. A couple of defenders that we're now not going to beat because I've got my deals done already. And I've taken certain decisions with certain reasons for it. And we've tried to increase the income. We've still got a couple on the books who are out of contract, but we've now offered them longer deals. Or I think they might have just signed them automatically because we haven't offered those contracts. They've signed longer contracts. And that means that we've got them for the long haul. So maybe that's something because I didn't offer a deal that they've just decided to stay. But as you can see, Neil Wainwright is still the star of the show. He's a better player than he was. We have, though, added 3 new defenders and a new striker. And that for the season is important. We've got Harkness out injured at the minute. Probably going to be his last year at the club. In for him and in for them generally. First one, Vasiliev, a lone right back. Now, if I go to this screen, it's probably easier to show you the amount we've paid and so forth. Negotiating for what is going on there? I have no idea. Anyway, we didn't sign Michael Ricketts, but Vasiliev and Obzera, are loan signings, and the other 2 centre halves are permanent signings. As Palmer's in, straight at Adrian. Vasiliev on just over $1,000 a week, as Obzera a little bit more. Does leave us wage budget for a couple more transfers, or a couple more loans, sorry. So hopefully they'll get done. But Vasiliev is coming on loan as the right back, which means Liddell will go over to the left-hand side for now, with Betts dropping out of the team. More interested in new contracts or not for Brownhill and Egan Riley, yeah. That'll be intriguing deals. Josh Brownhill surely got to be kept on. Surely they'd agree a deal with him. Benji, welcome into the chat. Thank you for the follow a couple of hours ago as well. Stumbled upon this save on YouTube, so thought I'd better subscribe and check it out. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for that. My favourite childhood management game prior to FM. I loved LMA Manager 2003. And while our streams are very often not about the video game itself, as you've probably seen if you've seen any of those live stream replays, we get distracted. We talk football and anything else. But I do love this game, I have to admit. As Madueke gets to the byline, deflected into the box, and that'll be a foul. Very bitty start here. Can't be as bad as last week's final, surely. So Vasiliev is the first choice right back on a temporary solution. Obzera is our striking solution. We had 2 that agreed, and I basically just went for the one that had the best pace and the best finishing. Because I think that's what we ultimately missed last year. We had strikers that were rated well, but were they lethal in front of goal? Probably not. So if we can get a left winger in on loan, I'll then look for a striker. We'll then end up with maybe neither of these in. Obzera for now is a solution at 22. He's quick, he can shoot, and he can head the ball. What more can you possibly need? At the back, we've got 2 permanent signings as well. First one is Paul Morgan. Now, the 2 that I was negotiating with were actually a little bit better than these 2. But because they were both 30, I wanted a sell-on value, essentially. And in Morgan, I feel we've got that. He's 24. He's over 5 stars, so it's still an upgrade for us from the 2 loanees we had last year. Obviously, Harkness not been the best, and at 32, his injury record's starting to get worse. So, Paul Morgan comes in as one for the future. He's electric quick, as you can see as well. It means we can step that line up defensively if need be. And then Dixon is the other one at 29, who's fairly quick as well. He comes in basically to rotate with Harkness. One of the 2 will play each week, but gives us another option. He's versatile. He's a quality player. And at 29, he's in the peak of his career. So, with the money we had, he was a lot cheaper than all the others, which meant we could get him and Morgan. If we'd signed any of the others, it would have been 1 signing and that's it. So it allowed us to bring in 2 centre-halves, leave us the wage demands to bring in a left winger and a striker, and then I think we're done for this year. And we'll accept Liddell as our captain is probably the worst player in the team. Maybe Harkness can play there once he's fit, and that gives us a full 5-star defence. I'm pretty happy with where we are. It could be a lot worse, couldn't it? As Betis are on the attack. Great reverse ball on the edge of the box and in. What a finish that is. Brilliant move from Betis, who have started well. Who played that reverse ball on the right side of the box? It was a beautiful pass. It fooled everyone. Not even 10 minutes gone. Got to have a look at who did that again. I think Brownhill will end up re-signing. Egan Riley, maybe not. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Brownhill's been such a stalwart. He's loved there. They've gone up to the Premier League. Why wouldn't he be? So it's Gusto giving it away, playing in that midfield. Picked ahead of Reece James today. That reverse pass, was it Fornals or was it... No, it was Isco, wasn't it? I mean, that doesn't surprise me. What a player he is. That pass is sensational. Oh, lovely finish. 1-0 up, and Chelsea, their own undoing at the minute from Gusto. Dropped the skipper for him, and he's had a poor day there. Ah, Scotty Mac. Thank you very much for the resub. 23 months. Some crazy people among these folk, honestly. Thank you very much for that. Do appreciate it. Who did Ross County get in the League Cup draw? Obviously, you got your wish with relegation, didn't you? And sure, the manner of it wouldn't have been quite so exciting. Barry, definitely won't be as good as the FA Cup final. Genuinely think my life peaked after that game. I do kind of know what you mean, because obviously I went to the Championship playoff final with Luton, and I don't know about you, like after the game, I suppose ours was a little different, went to extra time and penalties as well, and it was a later kickoff. But I was just, before it was like, if we go up, we're going to have a party and all this. By the end, I was so drained, I just wanted to go to bed. It was an incredible day. I tell you what, Betis almost in again. Chelsea really tentative at the back, but Palace played really well in that game, tactically brilliant. I just hope now that Glasner can keep hold of the core of his squad. And then if they can sign 2 or 3 more with that, you can have a real decent go next year. Like all the plaudits to like Bournemouth and Brentford and all of that. And you're right in that mix at the end of the season, despite a woeful start. I love Brownhill when he was at Barnsley, a great player. He's a top player, isn't he? Are you a Barnsley fan, Benji? That's a ground I get to tick off again next year. I haven't been since we were in League One and got promoted together back in, 18, 19 it would have been. I loved Oakwell. It's one of the few excitements for me. And obviously now being in Yorkshire makes it a lot easier to get to. Some Burnley fans don't like him. That's very bizarre. I mean, he was the second top scorer in the Championship this year, wasn't he? Yeah, it was Isco. Rob's a great pass. Egan Riley's Trafford's best mate, so it might hinge on whether Trafford moves or not. Who's he being linked with these days? A suffering season ticket holder. I found it a bit weird at Barnsley. The first season down when you sacked Collins before the final game, when you were virtually assured the playoffs. And obviously you went for the late change again this time. It's a strange decision-making process that Barnsley are going for. Obviously, we basically shared squads for 5 years before that, didn't we? But will be interesting next year. But I love Oakwell. It's one of my favourite grounds I've been to in terms of character. Scott, when we were 2 up, I turned to my son and said, we're going to lose and go down. He went, no chance. You got Partick, Queen of the South, Edinburgh City and Stranraer. Oh, nice. I have been offered a 1-month free trial of Premier Sports. I'm hoping it will last long enough to activate just before the group stages, because that'd be brilliant. After the game, I just felt incredibly content and haven't really been down since. I didn't actually drink on the day. It was just me and my dad talking and taking it in and partying. I mean, I don't drink it much at the best of times, so very similar for me. But yeah, I just remember feeling absolutely knackered at the end of it. I guess we went through the ringer a bit more than you lot. Oh, shot from Betis. Good save, Jorgensen. Chelsea at the back are all over the shop. No Reece James, no Colwill. In midfield, they're giving the ball away at will, and it's the fullbacks coming in, particularly Gusto's giving it away. Chelsea love buying keepers, yeah. I mean, Chelsea, despite having 8 keepers, could do with one. I mean, I thought the lad who came in last year, was it Petkovic? He did really well and then just sort of got bombed off by Maresca because he couldn't play as well with his feet. I'd rather a goalkeeper that saves the ball like Petkovic than Sanchez, though. I think the Newcastle one, I suppose, is it done now? Would he overtake Pope? I don't know. Benji, basically, director of football is calling the shots and everything at Oakwell. Both the sackings were his call. Horan's now in charge, and I hope it works out for him and gets the backing he deserves. That always worries me when you've got a club where you can see it's being run like that, and then a person gets their first job there. Because you know that they can so easily be thrown under the bus and never get another chance. And I know for him, there's probably a bit of an emotional attachment to it, isn't there? But I do hope he doesn't get shafted. Because I sort of saw, I was keeping an eye on the situation at Swansea with Alan Sheehan, who was obviously a great captain for us. And I would have liked him back at Luton when the job came up in January. And he sort of waited 2-3 months with Swansea to make sure that he got the terms he wanted from the hierarchy at the club before taking it. And I think that's the right way to go. Why's he dropped Colwill? He's sort of gone for a mix and match, hasn't he? Half his Premier League team and half his Conference League team. I'm not sure he's taking the right approach to it. I think we knew Jackson was going to come back in, but obviously Jorgensen's been the Europa goalkeeper. But Colwill out. Reece James had just started to look fit and firing again. He's brought Gusto in, has obviously made the mistake for the goal. And that, as a manager, is where you get those bits of criticism. And it's the thing that me and Birchie here talked about a lot when he got the job from his Parma days. Even when he went to Leicester as well, was those big games, even towards the end of the championship season. He made some absolute clanging decisions in terms of team selection. So this is the team we've got at the moment. I am looking actively for players. I'm trying to remember the other striker who we had. It was Verdes who we'd offered a loan to. So he would be the other striker coming in if need be. But for now, I think we're just going to try and get through the first game of the season. We've got Reading, we've got Stockport, and we've got Gillingham. It's going to be a huge step up. We're going to be one of the favourites to go down. Our terms are to avoid relegation. And hopefully, we'll be able to stay up and there won't be too much expectation. We finished our season with 97 points. We had a very strong season. Let's hope we can back it up today. Reading at home seems a tough start. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Shalabar was one of the ones out of the club at the start, wasn't he? Strange that he's come back in and been so involved. Obviously, he doesn't like the two left-siders. I always find it hilarious, though, when they say about, we can't have two left-sided centre-halves. Because how many clubs have two right-sided centre-halves? Like, it doesn't matter, does it? Jackson tries to break away. That's going to be a foul. Despite being a season ticket holder, over the last few games, I found myself attending more Hibs games. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I was kind of in a bit of a stuck situation here. I've kept my Luton season ticket when I've moved up north, but I'm sharing it with a mate. So I've sort of got a couple of seasons left, really, to try and do 92 before, starting a family and all of that sort of stuff. So that's sort of the main objective at the minute. I have been going to a lot of Guiseley games, which are my most local non-league team here. They missed out on promotion. They lost the playoff final. So if they'd gone up to the National League North, that would have been incredible. But I'm definitely going to get to more random games next year. I've got rid of all the TV subscriptions. I'm just about going to a live game virtually every weekend. It is a weird decision, Rob, but this is Maresca. This is why he didn't do well at Parma. It's why Leicester struggled to get over the line in a championship from a big lead. And it's not the team I would pick, let's put it that way. Cole Palmer drifting wide with Neto there. Not as good as second half of the year, but in the box there, he's crowded out really well. You can see the Betis team have been tasked with doubling and trebling up on him. Barry, do you know what? That's my favourite part of it. In the last few years, like where you've seen West Ham, and it's why I don't understand even more so than anyone else, I don't understand the thing around Moyes and West Ham. Like, to be able to give your team European nights most seasons, you've got to love that. For Palace to go on European adventures, we've seen Villa, Newcastle get back in recent seasons, been brilliant fun. Going to have Nottingham Forest in there next year as well, despite the fact the owner doesn't deserve it. Like, it's going to be some great nights, aren't there? Fair play to him. What's your draw to Hibs, Benji, out of interest? Obviously, I've had a good season, but again, missed out on the guaranteed group stage football because of the Aberdeen result of the weekend. Some cup final that was as well. And by that, I mean a bore fest. But Kasper Schmeichel saved the day for the neutral. So Reading are the better rated side of the two. We're obviously a little bit short with Harkness unavailable. Conlon's doing a job out on the left wing. A future father-in-law, fair enough. Good a reason as any, I guess. McMahon and Wainwright will be on those duties. Penalty takers. I'm still going to go for Wainwright above a Brazier because I want him to get goals. I keep calling him Brazier. He's Obzera. Chelsea cross dealt with well. I mean, ultimately, this game's been pretty even so far. Both teams have had attacks, but Chelsea look the more ropey defensively. That's the difference. Need to stay on the good books. Let's skip through it and we'll watch the highlights for Gary and Allen. Cole Palmer turns onto his left foot. Lovely footwork, but crowded out again by two players. Isco's basically doing a defensive job on him when he gets possession. And a big ball over the top of the Cucurella is great. Anthony gets in behind, does really well against Badia Shield. And finds the ball inside. Lovely football. He just looks a completely different player in that shirt, doesn't he? Confident on the ball, bit of swagger. It's crazy how it happens to all of them when they leave United. They're suddenly brilliant. It's almost like there's a common denominator. As Ingo Betis again turns inside. Caicedo dives in stupidly. And it's a big chance over the bar. Is it a corner kick? Looked it. Isco, I mean, he's the skipper of the side and he's taking responsibility. You've got to give him that. Pellegrini producing a bit of a masterclass. Yeah, Ezabde's tearing it up. Great finish for the goal. I mean, to be fair, I like Gusto going forward, but he cannot defend to save his life. And it's showing. Caicedo, I mean, he's had a much better season, but he's never in a million years a £115 million player. It should be 2, Rob. They've been ruthless on the counter-attack, and it's just Chelsea mistakes playing into their hands defensively. It's poor defending. Let's go and watch our first game of the season. Basically need Neil Wainwright to save the day as it's through the legs of Jackson. Madueke's tracking back. That's a handball. Signed in for Leicester in FM23. Lovely, Steve. Tell you what, I don't know if it'll change as the season goes on if we're losing more games, but 7,500 on the opening day, and we've only got about an 8,000 capacity. So once we get a bit of money in the bank, rather than more signings, we can get a couple of other loans in. Might be the stadium we want to focus on. But this is a Reading team. Curtin and Foster up front. Forster, goals galore. Kevin Watson in the middle. John Solarco. You got Spencer Pryor and Nicky Shorey in the back three. And the heavy metal man, Marcus Hahnemann in goal. See the highlights. I don't think this will go well. Although, I'll tell you that. We got the first chance. We give the ball away, though. Then win it back. Imagine we win this one. Not with a chance like that. Broken clock here, Liam. I did say time of year of the underdog. Yeah. I always find it funny that Betis were marked as huge underdogs for this. The assumption that Chelsea would just win the Conference League with sides like this in there. They've got a really good side on paper. I did see, look, the build-up to this for an hour and a half was absolutely woeful. But I did see Antonio keep saying that he wanted Betis to win because of 4-0s. Did make me laugh. And he explained why they were going to win it as well, to be fair to him. You would have liked Rio Coca's pre-game prediction. Year of the underdog, Betis to win. Slaves having to do research if you can come out with cliches like that, doesn't it? I was gutted I lost my streak of... Oh, the build-up was awful. I had to turn it right down. I lost my streak of correct predictions for the playoff finals with the Wimbledon-Walsall one. Has Ian Everett gone to Cardiff? You're joking. Oh, Rob, you're going to have a field day. I'm not even going to answer it. I'll let Rob do it. Rob the Bolton fan. Ian Everett, yeah, he's going to Cardiff. Oh, my God. That'll be interesting. Scratch. How'd you get sacked for pushing Bolton down to mid-table in League One and get the job of a side that have just come down? All I'll say about Ian Evatt is he's fallen out with two of the people that we've interviewed on the podcast, two of the nicest blokes you'll see in football, including a promotion specialist. We're 1-1 here at the moment as well. We're free to go. Just thought I'd mention that. I've just got Googled Ian Evatt. He is backed for it. Oh no! 90th minute. Conlon got sent off at half-time as well. The only positive is Obzera scored in his debut. Did alright in League 2. The League 1 playoff finally got tactically outdone by Des Buckingham. To be fair, in the semi-final, the second leg against Barnsley, because Benji would have seen that, they were fortunate there as well. Tactically, he's not a big game manager. Barry, I don't get the assumption of the English team will always win the conference. Only English team to win it is West Ham, isn't it? Correct. Villa got to the semi-finals. But you've got teams in there, like Fiorentina have been in there. You've got Betis in there. You've got massive sides from Italy, Spain, France. I think in a few years you might realise how good the West Ham achievement was. Bolton Cardiff should be fun next season. I might have to make a second trip to the tough sheet for that one. Oh, Badia Shills missed it at the back again. Oh, Shalabar, sorry. Shalabar's missed it at the front post. Because he was in a left centre-half position, it fooled me. As Nicholas Jackson gets in behind. Lovely footwork. Second man's back to cover. It'll be Brian Barry Murphy, I think. I hope for your sake you're right. Yeah, Rob, the squad that you had this season compared to last is almost criminal, to be honest. We've lost 2-1 on the opening day. I guess the positive is we're competitive. The negative is red card already for discipline. And a 90th minute defeat doesn't help. Not the way we want it to start. Realistically, Liam, for it to work, it'll have to be a southern one. I was looking at sort of like, maybe like an Annan or something like that. Thinking geographically. So I can just do it in a day trip. But we'll see. To be honest, it'll just be when the games fall. Have they announced what days the games are going to be on yet? Or have they just done the draw for what the groups are? Yeah, 2FM Scottish teams in the same group. I mean, I'd love to go to Brechin, but realistically, that's impossible. Just thinking, will Brechin have any away games in the south of Scotland? Let's have a look. Brechin City. Oh, why do these clubs not update their website, honestly? Right, Brechin City, here we go. Full draw. So they have been not what games are being played, okay. So Brechin. Falkirk, Queen's Park, maybe? Cove Rangers, the Spartans. Well, that Queen's Park game, would that be at Hampden? Because I'd love to tick off Hampden, even if there's only a couple of thousand there. See if Pat Nevin will come with me. Dnipro have accepted our request to have Nazarenko on loan for the season. Now, was he the good one or not? Because there was one that was better than the other. He's the worst of the two. So we'll wait to see if we can get Sleazov. If not, Nazarenko will be our left winger for the season. Good work, Liam, with Hearts there. But it does look like a new save. I'm going to try and go for the striker again on loan then. Because Naylor's not going to be it this season, is he? I've got to do Brechin though, Rob, if that's the option. Obviously, it depends on pricing and trains primarily, but we'll see. Verdes, let's see if we can get you again. Because I think we've got enough wages to do both then. Weekend games to July. So I can't do the 19th and 20th, but the other 2 weekends I'll be free. Austin's accepted the offer, but we've got no money to do that deal. So that won't be getting done. I've also got him in my other save off camera with Bristol Rovers. I know it's not a good stadium, Jambo, but I feel it would be a good one to go and tick off. Yeah, Jambo, that's why I looked at Annam, because it was with a rail card about 26 return, which should just be about doable. And obviously at that time of year, it would depend on guys they have got up for pre-season friendlies and things like that. But I'd like to get to one game. That would be my aim. So without Conlon and McMahon's Day, so we're just going to have to accept this to be a weak one. Yeah, Jambo, and to be fair, that train route is like just about the most beautiful thing in the country, isn't it? That Leeds to Carlisle train route's incredible. So it certainly wouldn't be a disaster if I had to do that twice in a day. Once during the morning and once at sunset, be alright, wouldn't it? Midfield. Conlon's going to drop out for Clark. Do I drop Naylor into midfield? Because I don't really want to play forward. I'm going to do it. We'll put Naylor in there. Oh, into the box from Betis. Side netting deflected for a corner. It's all Betis here on the break. I did look at Inverness because I'd love to go to that stadium. It's probably been my first choice in Scotland, but it was expensive. Really was. The train from Leeds to Edinburgh is also stunning. Oh, nice. Because we didn't realise, Benji. So I came up because my mate lived in Leeds before I moved up here. And we went to Carlisle away because it was a day Luton got promoted from League Two. And we knew it was pretty much likely to happen that day. And we just got on a train not thinking anything of it. It was only when we got to the train station itself that you saw there was the famous board with the Leeds to Settle to Carlisle train route. We didn't realise it was a famous, like, national heritage train route or whatever. And it was incredible. 3 hours of joy. It was in the sunshine. It was a beautiful day. It's just fantastic. Managed to get an Inverness return for 25. That'd be not too bad. Thoughts on the Hearts home kit? Uninventive would be the word, Jumbo, wouldn't it? Sure you'd agree with that. Who's on free kicks? If no one else can do it, we'll just leave Wainwright. Muslic, yeah, that's a surprise. Not a surprise in terms of the job he's done, but it's so stupid going for Rooney. Journey fitting of a great occasion. Oh, it was just a great away day. And the Carlisle Stadium's perfect for a day in the sun because it's got like the big grass banks around the stadium. So everyone was just sitting there having a drink and a bit of food. It was a great day out. And you don't realise, obviously, how big the catchment area is there. I do wonder who'd go to Plymouth. That'd be an interesting one. Because to be honest, prior to this, when I was looking at League One for next season, thinking, obviously, who's going to be above us if we're at our best? And Plymouth would have been one under Muslic. I would have went, they'll probably go and win it. And that's an away day I've got to try and do next year as well. Cole Palmer on the left for Chelsea. Not had a good start. And again, shrouded out. Isco is really controlling him at the minute. I've never seen him work so hard. Got a Dingwall. Mark Hughes to Plymouth. No, he's just signed a new contract at Carlisle, hasn't he?
It's time now to have a look at some of the action from today's game. Describing the events, here's Alan.
Right, let's see how we do. Plymouth's a great away day. I've just been unlucky with it, Benji. When we were in League One with them in our promotion season, we got Plymouth away Saturday, then Bradford away Tuesday, the same week. We go 1-0 down. We had to choose between the two, basically. Pick Bradford because my mate was in Leeds. Oh, go on the rebounds. Observer scored again. And then last season it got moved to TV Friday night. I'd booked the trains and everything. Then I had to get them amended and refunded bar the 10 quid admin fee. Because it had been moved to Friday night for Sky. So maybe next season it'll fall on a normal Saturday and I can just go and enjoy it. And ironically, it's quicker to get to Plymouth from Leeds than it is from Luton. So I'll probably be better off doing it. Might be an expensive one, but still. Yeah, Gretna would be a good one. Berwick's a quite cheap and easy one to get to as well, Liam. Thinking lower leagues. Because we looked at a little weekend away near there. Surely Luton get promoted next season, right? Barry, everyone said that to me last season when we nearly stayed up in the Premier League. I'm not taking anything there. We've got to get a lot right off the pitch, Barry, and I don't know at the moment is the simple answer. I'm still not convinced by Matt Bloomfield, if I'm 100% honest. I don't know what sort of squad we're going to have left, but we should be up there. Whether or not we will is a different question. I mean, if we're not with parachute payments, it'd be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? Get down to Boundary Park. Yeah, I'm going to have to next year, potentially, aren't I? Most county fans looking for Cowie to be sacked. I mean, that's not a surprise, is it, Scotty Max? You've got a club that have stayed up year after year and then he's taken them down. You've mentioned the style of football. Probably not a surprise that people want him out. Good save. Can we hold on for the draw here? We can. We get our first point of the season. Exactly, Steve. That's what people said last year. Virtually everyone said it, Steve, that Luton would be in the top 6. Dunfermline and Dumbarton, I think, will be at home, Nackies and Stone But how do you know? You're just guessing, Jumbo, surely. Is there a reason for that? Are we out of the bottom 4? We are. That's the main thing for now. Christo down the right-hand side trying to make amends. Holds the ball up. Only 10 to half-time. It has been a far better final than the Europa League, it must be said. Almost like these two teams are doing better domestically. I think League One is so naff they have to, I feel. I don't know. I look at the playoffs, I think, are we better than Stockport? Are we better than Orient at the minute? I mean, we were so poor the second half of last year. And it's just whether we can get the business done early. Oh, we've got the good deal. We've got the accepted request for Tlizov to come on loan. Now that is a bonus because he is an extra half a rating than we expected. He's 5.5. We'll go for him. Yeah, Carlton Morris has been linked with Swansea because obviously Alan Sheehan worked with him at Luton before. So what does that leave us on the wage front? 1,350. And what was Verdes earning? Because that's going to be crucial here. What was Verdes earning? Because that might be our business done. Oh, I don't think we can do it. The only thing we can do... Hang on, how much is that Pearson on? Please be on 110. Oh, he's on 100. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. We're going to be 10 quid short. Of course we are. How convenient. I'm going to... Let me think this through. I'm trying to use brain power, which is not the easiest trait in the world. Sounds to me Jambo wants the return of Neil Lennon to Tynecastle. Oh, I think that's probably made up, Jambo. Barry, how many do I plan doing next year? Lots. Lots. So there's 5 in Yorkshire. One of them is Doncaster, which I haven't done. The rest I've done already. But I love Oakwell. The only one I'd maybe not do is Rotherham. Bradford's a 20-minute bus from my house. I can't not do that. And then there's about 6 or 7 others that I need to tick off. A bit annoyed Walsall didn't come up because they would have been another one. But unfortunately, Plymouth's one down on the south coast, which isn't an easy one to do. I'm trying to think what else is in there that I haven't done. I'll get the table up in a minute. A lot of the Midlands ones, like your Burtons and your Macclesfields and all that sort of stuff, that I haven't done. I completely agree that Bloomfield has a lot to prove, Benji. Bolton away, you can't wait. God. Not again. Not again. Is there any League One Luton games that are a must-see for you? Well, for me, Plymouth would be the one I'd really want to see. I'm just looking at the rest of the table for what I haven't done. So Burton, Mansfield, Exeter's the other one. Yeah, because I had both the bloody Southwest ones. Doncaster have come up. Oh, Port Vale have come up. There's another one that's sort of Midlands-ish. Lincoln, the other one as well. Again, Midlands-ish. So those ones should be easy. It's just how Exeter and Plymouth fall. It'd be lovely if Exeter and Plymouth fell Saturday, Tuesday the same week, because I'd just go and stay down there for 3 days. But I don't think I'll be that lucky. And then Stockport, the other one as well, which should be easy enough. The epitome of hell in a football stadium, yeah. Not ideal. I think league is pretty competitive unless you're willing to throw money at it like Birmingham. Yeah, maybe not the highest quality, but competitive for sure. We don't know what we're going to get out of Cardiff, but if they go down an Ian Everton cost-saving route, it might be tricky. Short back pass there from Fornells, intercepted by the defender in the end, and the offside flag goes up. Yeah, it'll be an interesting season. One word for it. So we're going to put Sleaze off there. McMahon would go back in here. I'm just trying to piece together what our 11 would look like. And then Clark would be joined by Naylor again. So I'm looking at our starting lineup. We've got 5 defenders there. Betts would be the 6th. I think we can sell Valentine and McGurk. I don't think we need either of them. Ford could possibly go as well, but I don't know that we've got a replacement for him. I'm going to try and make money out of those 2. And then we'll try and release Pearson if we can. Does that leave us enough for Verdes? It was 10 quid short, but I don't know what happens if I press accept. Do I ruin it for good? Or do I still get a chance? Let's try it. See what happens. Yeah, Liam, I'll be the opposite. I'll probably end up having more aways. No, they blocked the deal. They blocked the deal for Verdes. So we're going to have to go back to it if we can sell one of those defenders. So yeah, for me, the away days are the bigger expenses because obviously I'm having to pay for trains down and back, which would normally, if I'm going on my own, be 30, or if we're going together, be about 40. And again, I'll try and take advantage when there's a Saturday, Tuesday example and do 2 games in a row. Gillingham, again, another side rated better than us, unsurprisingly. I mean, we're building a decent little squad here, to be fair, but we can't expect miracles. Liddell struggling a little at left back. Excuse the pun. Niven's not quite fit. I'm going to bring Betts in for Liddell. I know it means we're without a leader, basically. But Paul Morgan can do it as well. McMahon's back on free kick duty. Just checking the new lad's not a super penalty taker or anything. And he's not, by the looks of it. So we crack on. 5 minutes to half time. Betty's been really good so far. That free kick forked away by Jorgensen, but not by much. Didn't get it clear of danger. And now Chelsea try and break away, but good defending again. Or now celebrating a tackle like a goal. It's become a trait of modern football, isn't it? Just get your tackle in and get back in your position. We're seeing Palmer drop incredibly deep again. Not really working. Let's see how we got on against Gillingham. Thank you everyone who's sticking with us this evening as well. Scotty Mack for the resub. We are having a bit of fun. Despite not picking up many points with Darlington. And so far, this has been an okay final in fairness. Chipped over the top from Adwaki. Enzo running on. Adrian comes, does brilliantly. That's superb goalkeeping, to be fair to him. Gets there first and crucially holds on to it.
To start off, you talk about a quality pass.
Straight away, we're watching the defending. Oh, that's 25 minutes before a highlight. A great ball from Adwaki, that. Really good keeping. Oh, it's all Gillingham. It's all Gillingham, and they're in. Good goalkeeping, that. We're seeing highlights every minute now. The quiet 25 was a facade. Just don't see where the wins come from this season. It seems such a strong division.
Straight into the keeper's hands.
Is that straight in the keeper's hands? Looked like a fingertip on his right hand.
Straight at the keeper. He's got time, he's got space. Anywhere else, and it's a goal.
Oh, Anthony's just flown past Kukureya. Where was this bloke at United?
Just gets the better of him. Good interception. Nice nod down.
They've given it away though.
With a bit of luck, it could have gone
One
the
back
back
again.
of the net.
I've never seen Isco work so hard on a football pitch.
Played first time.
But Chelsea are now breaking with numbers. Palmer's holding it up. Goes wide to Madueke, who switched to the right this time.
Thrown to him.
Chance for the cross for Gusto. Jackson's offside if it goes to him. It's to the back post towards Neto. Flick back in. No one's getting there. 0-0 despite an early red card. I think we'll take that. I'm a bit concerned about the discipline here, I've got to be honest, but it's another point. And the player I brought in was sent off after 13 minutes. Not showing the best tactical acumen me. I'm doing a Maresca, as has happened today. I mean, it's a lot of Chelsea possession, but now at 1-0 down, the question was always, what do you do to get in behind? It was the same criticism at Leicester from Maresca, and it has been at times this season as well. It's out for 3 games. So we're basically waiting for offers for Valentine and McGurk, and when we get rid of one of them, we can then try and get Verdes in. But at the moment, there's no such news.
Welcome to London and the draw for the
League Cup first round draw. We'll let that play out while we're watching this attack from Chelsea. 15 seconds of normal time to go in the first half. As Palmer finds Fernandes, closed down quickly. Luton have got Stockport. That's a good draw. Enzo Fernandez, Jackson and Cucurella. Wide to the left, but Betis have so many players behind the ball now. It's going to take a moment of magic. Fernandez tries one. Deflects out for a corner.
Port Vale versus Darlington.
Oh, we're away to Port Vale.
Against Portsmouth.
I would have preferred a home draw, but we'll take it. Barry, I think top 5 from this Chelsea side is a good job from him. I think Chelsea team is painfully mediocre for a top 5 team. I think bar the top couple, the whole league's pretty mediocre. And we've talked about it being a boring season of Premier League football overall. I think that's pretty accurate. Every team's tactically coached. Tactically overcoached even. And you see a lot of games where teams just cancel each other out. And it was the criticism of Maresca. Even Leicester fans weren't in love with him because of the way they played. I mean, Chelsea, ever since this Todd Boehly revolution, have always been a goalkeeper and a striker short, and they've never replaced either of them with any improvement. Caicedo with one of his swan dives. Ridiculous one, must I say. We play on, though. Jackson on the left. Inside to Caicedo. Is miraculously recovered. It's across the box. 1 minute added on, which we've played. It'll be over when this is cleared. And it is. Betis one up at the break. Been the more incisive side on the break there. Jorgensen's made a couple of good saves as well. I don't think you can argue with that so far. I think the whole midfield threes worked really well, Rob, for Betis. We're going to bring Liddell back in for Betts at left back. And we're going to bring Harkness onto the bench, who's not 100% fit, but he's fit enough. And we'll put Liddell back as skipper. Summed up by Newcastle losing at home on the last day, but still qualifying for the Champions League. Absolutely. Aidan, welcome in. Yeah, it was a strange result, that Newcastle one, although it does show the job Moyes did. If they can adapt to the new stadium, I wouldn't rule out Moyes getting Everton into Europe next year. Even their 100 wingers, they're all pretty mediocre. Neto and Madueke don't really inspire me. No, but it's the way wingers play these days. Is there's so little freedom given to them. Everything is drilled. You don't get that situation. Like probably Eze's a rare example at Palace where a winger's given the freedom to go. But then if he goes to like a City, as we saw with Grealish from Villa, it's just coached out of them. It's a bit sad, really, where we are in modern football at the top level. A reminder, we are back on Sunday as normal as well. A bit of a smaller crowd for this one. Down to 6,200. Don't think we need the new stand just yet.
Could have gone in the back of the net.
Maybe we should have watched Ghana v Nigeria instead. Cyril Dessa's got the first goal for Nigeria. Let's have a look at some of the players out on the pitch there. Jordan Ayew, skipper in Ghana. Femi Ajayi's at the back for Nigeria. On the benches, Nathan Teller, Kelechi Iheanacho, Ahmed Musa. Blimey. Do you think any of the promoted three will stay up? Oh, it's a goal. What a goal that is for us. Adam Hinshelwood. What a Brucey bonus. Sunderland, no chance. Sadly. Burnley, very little chance. They need to sign a goal scorer and then defend as well as they did this year and keep everyone back there. I think their style will give them a better chance than... So their style will give them a better chance than they had under Company. But then equally, it will harm Parker more than Company if he goes down, but has a fight to stay up being pragmatic. It's a strange old world, isn't it? Leeds are the only team that have a hope because they've got a lot of good quality players coming back from loan. And
well, they did it, just about. Victory going to Darlington, and they're into mid-table. What would you
I
pick
think
for
Leeds
performance
might be
today?
the team that just go, we're going to throw loads of money. And as Steve mentions, goals are always a problem. If you've got enough at the back, which is where we struggled, and you can score goals galore, which we did, to be fair, we scored nearly 50 goals in the Premier League, then you might be all right. And I think Leeds have got the capability to do that. And the only thing that makes me think that one of the three might stay up is because Wolves are selling more players and getting worse again. If it weren't for that, I think it'll be more Wolves dropping towards the low 30s, late 20s in point total rather than, like, I don't think one of the others is going to go and get 40 points. I think it'll be that they might sneak into the low to mid 30s and Wolves drop into the low 30s and maybe fall behind one. That's what I can see more than the opposite. Yeah, good day for Clive Bank, wasn't it, Aidan? We have got our first win of the season, by the way. It was an own goal and we created next to nothing, but it's a win and we're going to take it. 5 points out of 12. We'd have taken that at the start, I think. A nice 1-0. We're still struggling for goals, but 13th in the league. 3 points off relegation. That's not so bad at the minute. United's drop off further as well. I'm really intrigued. He's got to hit the ground running next year, hasn't he? Or he's going to be in big trouble. I'm intrigued to see what happens there. I'm intrigued to see if Spurs stick with Postecoglou. I think they'll do better next year if they do, but if they get the wrong appointment after, it could be very different. Why is that? Are you in like Berwick's league or something now? Or Gretna? Don't understand why Sunderland are selling Bellingham and why he wants to go to the Bundesliga. I don't know. I mean, he did get criticism a lot earlier in the year. That Fernandes has gone on loan elsewhere now. He did get criticism earlier in the year from Sunderland fans. I don't know that he'd be able to play in his current role in that team in the Premier League. So maybe it's the right thing. Oh, 3.9 million is pushing towards too good to refuse. I'm not going to accept it because it's Neil Wainwright. But while we're here, actually, can we offer him a new deal? Stick with us, Neil. Lowland League, Berwick Rangers, yeah. Drew probably advised him as well. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of players have gone and had a great time attacking in the Bundesliga, so certainly wouldn't be an ill-advised move. But yeah, strange timing given the promotion. But maybe he's been told he wouldn't be a first choice, you don't know. Still clinging on to the hope of 38 0-0s. You might get about 10 if you're lucky, Steve. We're actually rated better than Oldham here. But it's going to be tight, isn't it? Do I drop the skipper out? It does make us better if I drop the skipper out. Does also make us slower. Let's go for it. I don't think... Is Harkness a leader? Oh, he is, so we can leave it like that. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens next season. But I'm looking forward to watching less on TV and just going to more live games across the various divisions. That Clive Wynyard up front. Bloody hell. And Michael Clegg, who's on Manchester United Monopoly, for those of you who want a bit of trivia. Come on, Oldham. Scratch steady. Are you going at the weekend? Right, let's watch the highlights. We'll take the break after we've seen the highlights for these games. Wynyard, yeah, in his peak, he was a good player. You can have a great day. Do you know what? For the two clubs as well, after what had happened in the years where they got relegated, and obviously for Southend last year as well, it's going to be a really great day for both regardless. It's similar to the vibe we had with Coventry Luton. Like, it's a great day. Obviously, it'll be a massive crowd there with you two teams as well. I'm really looking forward to it. I did say Oldham 5th and promoted pre-season, and Mickey Mellon, I don't think he's ever failed in the playoffs, so we'll see how he gets on.
Let's take a look then. Lots of space here.
Cardoso for Betis off to Spurs, or have I imagined that? I don't know, to be honest with you.
So, the next clip takes the throw in. That's a
I mean, Spurs will be able to pull a bit more now, won't they, that they've got into the Champions League.
Straight into the keeper's hands.
Aiden's winding up the chat again.
Full flow now.
I genuinely don't mind who wins Oldham Southend. Two brilliant clubs, both deserve to be back in the EFL. And whichever one doesn't, I hope wins it next year. Although Carlisle are up there as well. If Carlisle and the other one comes up next season, I'll be happy.
And the next bit. Controls it with his head. A quality pass.
Can we create something here?
Lots of space down that left flank.
Good flick on. This is the chance. Make it happen.
Straight to the keeper.
Pretty poor.
Gets a yard of space for himself.
I can't say I'd be disappointed if either wins.
Stays up well here.
Just want it to be a good game, which normally the National League playoffs are one of the more entertaining ones.
Look at the space here. Nice ball into feet. A decent
Oldham getting on top. They're in. Good goalkeeping.
Coming up to the hour mark. He keeps a hold of it. Just gets
Now we're on the attack. This is a chance. Can we get another one of those classic 1-0s? Not with a cross like that.
excellent long pass.
Where is our defence? Where is our defence?
No problem for the keeper.
Good goalkeeping.
Nice nod down.
Yeah, that's my plan, Aiden, as well. Get the fixture list, then work out which ones I'm going to do. My mates the Southampton season ticket holder, they've gone down to the champ. There's 3 left I need to tick off there as well. And then obviously there's a few that are fairly local or doable in League 2 that I can do now. And if Oldham come up, that'll be one I'll need to tick off. But now I've got some of the northern ones more accessible to me, the likes of Fleetwood, for example. I wouldn't have been able to do before. Tranmere. Oh, we've nicked the ball here. This will be a chance. Wide of the post. Going to be 0-0. I don't think this is going to be a thrilling season, is it? Yeah, I mean, Halifax have had a couple of seasons like that. They had it once before. I'm trying to remember. It was under Neil Aspin a few years ago where they got to the playoffs. They had this like almost invincible home record. And then they didn't make it. And then they had loads of players poached. And then they really struggled for a few years. So I think that'll probably be the case again. They did really well the year before. Obviously, I was there, was it 2 years ago now, where they won the FA Trophy final. They've had some good days, but it's a tough ask to keep doing it and keep losing your best players. But that's the reality for a lot of non-league clubs and lower league clubs. So we're still in mid-table. We've only lost one of our first 5, but goals are still hard to come by, a brazier aside. Yeah, with a Division 2 Burnley. I mean, what was it last year? We let in 15 goals? So are we trying to beat that record in Division 2, sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's insane, isn't it? I think we let in one on the final day. Let me have a look. No, it was 14, you're right. I thought it was more than that. So yeah, how many are we going to let in this year? What's that, 3 so far? Probably going to be more, but we'll try and keep it realistic. Wainwright would like a shorter contract. We'll get to the start of this game. We'll take a quick breather. we're now getting the offers for these players when it's going to be too late to replace them. That's the biggest frustration. Wainwright has rejected the contract offer. Of course he bloody has. I just want to try and give us a bit of security here. We'll accept the offers for McGurk and for Valentine. And then we'll try and find a lone striker. We're going to take a quick breather. If you're happy to leave the ads running, it does make a difference. Only Sunderland and Burnley for the Prem, and I missed out on Ipswich and Leicester for new ones this year. Yeah, I still need Ipswich and Leicester. And I was hoping I could have done them next year, but not to be now, is it? And we're going to take a 3-minute breather, leave the ads running if you're happy to, and we'll be back in 3 with more transfer news, more games from Darlington, and a second half of this pretty good Europa Conference League final so far. See you in 3. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us as we've got some good news on the contractual and transfer front, but unfortunately, a bit of it's come too late. Neil Wainwright, we've offered him £100 a week pay rise, but he's accepted an extra year, so he's tied down for 3. And Ryan Valentine has agreed terms with Yeovil, which is great, but we still can't offer any loan deals at the minute. And if we do it tomorrow on the 30th, I think it's going to be too late to get a deal done. So I've tried to look for other players that aren't quite as good and offer them some sort of deal. I've tried to look at players we might be able to afford on a quick transfer. Doesn't look great, to be honest. So I think we're going to be stuck at the moment. I tried Georgiev, but we're slightly short on the wages. I've tried these 3 who all rejected the deals. My only other option really is someone who I don't know is a big improvement for the team. Could I look at potentially a non-league transfer? Maybe the option as Betis go straight from the kickoff. Reece James is on for Gusto. Probably the move they should have gone for at the start. Ah, oh, lovely skill. Lovely footwork from Isco. It's out for a goal kick eventually. But thank you very much, everyone, for sticking here. Let us know who you think's going to win this in the second half. With Betis 1-0 up at the moment. Thank you again, Scotty Mac, for the resub. I think the finances are a bit of an issue here, aren't they? Valentine's going for, what, 170? So that gives us 260. Banger's 32. He's a short-term solution. Oh, I could go for the 34-year-old. Just get someone to score for the here and now. Not sure it'll come off, but we'll try it. And then we'll go for the loan offer again tomorrow. Lots of players going from Luton Town there. McGurk has agreed terms with Margate, so you can go as well. We've lost a couple there. They're not letting Matthew go, so that's that deal out the way. The only thing we can try now is to get a last-minute loan in. And I think it's too late. I don't think you can do it in one day. Because it's a day to get it accepted and a day to get it agreed, I'm pretty sure. We'll try it with Georgiev, and if not, we've at least got a bit of money for January. And we can also get these two boys in. So I think we'll try for all three of them. And we'll just see if many agree in time, but I don't think it will happen now. But it's all about making money at this point, isn't it? Oh, this is a team we're rated much better than. We're a good half a star better than Swindon overall. Conlon's back from suspension and can go on the bench in place of maybe Ford or Clark. Who's rated the best of them? Clark's rated the better of the two. So we'll go Conlon on the bench for Ford's. It's not a bad squad. Fitness is relatively good for most of them now. But Danny Invincible up front. Let's see if we can make it happen. As Kukurea plays short to Chalobah. It's been a better start from Chelsea in possession. They've got a couple of balls into the box, but nothing doing yet. And they're just swarming bodies around Cole Palmer every time. They're putting 2 or 3 on him, and Chelsea have got no one else who can unlock the door. It was always the question with Palmer, isn't it? It's what's going to happen once 3 people are marking you at a time. How do you react then? So far, not well. Just seen Zubamendi's about to complete his Arsenal move. Ah, Root, thank you very much. Let me get you a shout out in the chat before we watch our highlights. How are things? How did your stream go? And welcome along, everyone. Go and give Root a follow at the top of the chat if you haven't before. We're watching the Conference League final and we're playing my old favourite game, LMA Manager 2003. We were promoted with Darlington first season on the base of a solid defence and not much else. And it seems to be the same start in League 1 or Division 2 as it is now, with very little happening in the 03-04 season. And we've obviously got Gary Lineker and Alan Hansen in the background. Let's see how we go in the first half. One of my favourite childhood games. Stream okay, internet issues. We're water issues in this area rather than internet ones, so sharing the problems around. Always the most frustrating thing though, isn't it? When it's internet issues. No, I'll show you the setup after, Rob. It's not that defensive at all. Not at all. Thank you again to Scotty Mac for the resub too, as we're watching Swindon dominate. It's ironically, Rob, one of the funny things is it's almost identical to my setup off camera with Bristol Rovers, where we're winning 4s, 5s and 6s with probably worse attackers on paper. Yeah, I saw that United Malaysia game. I mean, it's not a fair reflection of the match because United dominated it. Oh, what a bad own goal. We're not going to score 2, are we? We know that. But they missed so many chances, Barry. We just can't score goals. I thought we'd found something when Observer scored in both of the first 2 games, but dried up again now very quickly. Big ball downfield. Maybe this is what we need. A big toe punt. Flick it on. Observer's in. It's off the bar. Neil Wainwright's nowhere to be seen this season. How do I get him in the game? What a miss. And it's 2-0 to Swindon. And that's one of the few teams in this division we're rated better than. Oh, it's a great game, Root. I didn't play it for years. I had a few sessions on the PS2 over the last couple of years. It's kind of been one of the things where FM24 got worse after the January update, and then there was no 25. I've just taken the time to play all the old games. Like, we're playing FM06 on YouTube. We're playing LMA 03 here. Brilliant. Right, the results aren't good. The performance is poor. He keeps taking Wainwright off, which I find a bit weird. I'll show you the tactical setup, though. It's not that defensive. Wainwright, he got injured. That'll explain it. Oh, they've not let McGurk go. First player, not agreed to join on loan. Second player, not agreed. Third player, not agreed. Fantastic. So none of them coming in. We're going to have to make do without a second striker. So this is our setup, Rob. So we've got a mixed defensive line. Our focus is actually relatively attacking. Relatively direct, which I would argue is potentially an issue, but we're creating chances. We're playing direct, but I was just trying to get it wide and then into the striker. Do I maybe go for counter-attacking? Do you think counter-attacking will make a difference? I don't know. It just feels weird to go counter-attacking when we're this defensive as a side. Batiste sub looks about 12. He does, yeah. Oh, is this Rodriguez they keep talking about? How old is he? See if we can get the age up. Chelsea have only had 1 shot on target. It's pretty poor, really, isn't it? He is... Oh, he's 19, to be fair. And only just 19 and a half. No, I've heard him mention a couple of times on the Thursday night shows when I've watched the highlights during the season, but I've not seen him play in a live watching game. Yeah, they've got some of it, Barry. I mean, BBC have kept their rights. It's the ITV half that TNT have got. I mean, they had to get something after all the rights they've lost. They've lost the exclusivity of the Champions League to Amazon. They've lost 6 Premier League games, I think, from next year or the year after, whenever the cycle starts. So basically, Barry, the only difference to Sky, it's a bit of a con the way it's sold out, because they haven't actually gained any extra slots for live TV games. They've just gained, so on a Sunday where there's Europa games, all of the Sunday games are on TV. So all of the 2 p.m. games, rather than them picking one on TV and the rest you can't watch, they're all on TV now. Yeah, it's not good, is it, Rob? That's not a good challenge. He's going to need to hope he touched the ball when he gets to the replay. But yeah, they're just showing all of the Sunday games. So when there's 3 or 4 kick off at 2 o'clock with all these sides in Europe on Thursday, then you get the Sky saying, oh, we've got an extra 80 games. But really, there's 30 weeks where they're just showing 3 extra at the same time. Let's have a look at this again, Rob. Is it a penalty? Does he get anything on the ball? Oh, I think he punches the ball first. Looks it from the first angle. Let's have a look again. think he does get the ball. I don't actually think he catches Jackson. I think he punches the ball onto Jackson, doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, we are getting to that stage, aren't we, Barry? Because we're going to have, what, 8, 9 teams in Europe. So we are getting towards that point. I mean, I watched Jackson play at Kenilworth Road. He didn't spend much of his time off the floor. Neil Wainwright is back. I'm wondering if there's any miracles in the youth team, but there's only a keeper, really, which is why I didn't sign the backup. Chelsea corner, left footed into the back post. Badia shields up, misses it. Reece James, oh, big deflection. Big block by the defender. It was a great strike, to be fair. Darlington Colchester next. I'm starting to doubt if we can stay up with this team. It's only the 6th of September. Again, we're rated better than them, but that hasn't meant a lot so far. Naylor really annoys me. I'm going to go Conlon. As Chelsea in at the back sticks. A good block from Adrian. Having a good game so far back there. Betts will go on the bench as well for Clark. I think, do you know what? I know he's not as rated as well. I'm going to take Harkness out for Liddell and go for pace at the back. I think we need to have a quicker team. I've changed to counter-attacking. And I'm just going to see if it makes a difference for this game. Who's the best player you've seen at the Kenny? De Bruyne. No doubt. There was the FA Cup game. So we played City in December when De Bruyne and Haaland were injured. And we lost 2-1. Bernardo Silva produced a moment of magic, but otherwise it was a very even game. Then we played them in the FA Cup 5th round in the end of February. And I'm pretty sure Haaland got 4 assists for Erling Haaland. De Bruyne got 4 assists for Erling Haaland. And Haaland scored all 5. That combination on form was, honestly, it's the most frightening thing I've ever seen. But yeah, that combination, De Bruyne and Haaland in that game, I've never seen anything like it live in the flesh. Right, let's have a look at the highlights. I mean, it was a nice novelty to see Premier League football for a year. I do prefer the Championship, albeit I didn't prefer it last year. And I'm not sure if I prefer League One based on what I saw of that last year. Crowd's down to 4,000 there. We're not inspiring anyone, are we? Will the counter-attacking make a difference? What will annoy me is if we win with standard attacks. Because like that chance, that wasn't a counter-attack. Neither's that, really. Although it's a big ball downfield, we might be in trouble here. Oh my God, defenders. And if this makes no difference, I'm then out of ideas. Do I then even think about going more defensive? Like go take 1 step back to take 2 forwards. A Brazier, good effort. Maybe Conlon up there will make the difference. This is Neil Wainwright. Get the cross in. Someone get the cross in. Ah, it's frustrating. It really is. I mean, I know we beat you at the Kenny that year, but Elise scored one of the goals of the season as well. Barry, I remember that year. This is the chance now. Works forward. Conlon. It's a back pass. It's going to be 0-0 again. How on earth do I stop this rot? I don't know what to do. I was 10 quid short of signing another striker. And now we're left in this position. Boring Darley, yeah. We're going to need wins at some point. So the counter-attacking isn't a solution. That we can be sure of. Do I play a bit less wide? I mean, I know we've got Wainwright, but maybe getting him more narrow might help us. And just go as close to bog standard as possible. Not try and focus on playing any one way. See if that makes a difference. We've got the League Cup in midweek, which I'm not really that bothered about. That Lise goal was so special, yeah. Yeah, it really was. It was one of those, like, we were having a little spell where moments of magic were costing us wins. We had one against Wolves where Neto just skinned the whole team. Sancho and Colwell coming on. He's probably now, after these two changes, got to the team he wishes he'd started with. Neto's coming off, and I presume Badiashile will come off. He does indeed. Now, can we score a goal? I'm going to rest Obzera. I'm going to rest both of those, I think. Wainwright can have the day off. Dixon struggling a bit. I don't really think there's much harm in rotating, given how we've played recently. We'll get all the players in and then we'll make it work from there. So, Ford. Hodgson's not coming yet, has he? He's better than Ford. Can we make that work? I think that's too many attackers then. Naylor can go into midfield, so that one doesn't matter as much. We can go Clark, we can go Naylor, we can go Ford Malambi, we can go Conlon and Clark up front. I've not left myself the most balanced side, actually, looking at it now. Liddell and Morgan could start. McGurk maybe comes in. Is that too weak? Maybe it is. We'll go McGurk on the bench. We'll go Hodgson on the bench. I'll keep Dixon in there. And then we'll go based on fitness after that. So we'll go for Niven. Or, no, McMahon's got the better stamina. And then we'll go for Tlizov as well. Captain can still be Liddell. Ford on free kicks. Malambi on corners. In fact, Malambi can do all three, I think. God help us there. Well, Pellegrini, if he wins tonight, Barry, it's a stat, isn't it? He becomes the oldest ever manager to win a European trophy. I'm not sure how old he is now. He's got to be approaching 70, hasn't he? Oh, he's 71. Yeah, become the oldest ever manager to win a European trophy. A club trophy, that is. And at the moment, he's only half an hour away from doing so. Sancho takes on his man before Anthony gets back to help out the fullback. And already Chelsea look a bit more assured at the back. Let's watch the highlights for the League Cup. As Reece James played wide to the right. Madueke taking on the fullback again. Too easy for the defender. And then a dive as well. Oh, Ranieri will be after that record next season. He's leaving, isn't he? Pretty sure he's left. Can we score a goal? We've rotated the whole team and we've gone a bit more basic on the tactic. Just want to see a goal here. Not sure about that animation. Imagine all that. We're still draw 0-0. I mean, it's all possession from Chelsea, but they've got no threat in behind. They're just playing in front of them. Although that's lovely from Sancho. Palmer again gives it away. He's had a really poor game, Cole Palmer. Port Vale in. Good goalkeeping. I mean, at least someone's got to score at least a penalty or something in this game. We're into extra time. That's 95 minutes. Not what we want with the league 3 days later. Good job we rotated. Oh, it's in and it's a goal. 1-1. Chelsea have equalised. Enzo Fernandez with the moment. I mean, you've got to be fair. Sancho, Colwell, they've made an impact straight away at both ends of the pitch. It's the team that we all thought should have started. And now they're delivering. Free kick for Darlington here. Shots wide. Are we going to see the whole penalty shootout? I don't know what happens if it goes to penalties. I can't remember. I haven't had it for about 20 years. Oh, might not find out. Port Vale are in. Just wide. Oh, it is. We're going to see the whole penalty shootout. Port Vale missed the first one. Darlington miss as well. God. It's a good ball in from Palmer, in fairness. A great run from Fernandez. And a really good header. I mean, it's a good goal. You've got to give them that. These are atrocious pens. We're 2-1 up, but it's not been convincing. Nah, I didn't think Adrian can save that. Oh, we've missed another. It's 2-2. How many missed penalties are there? Slezov's on and he scores the winner. We're through, but we still haven't scored a goal. By the way, I'm not staying here if it goes to extra time. I'm just letting you know that now. How do I get a goal out of these teams? Fernandez is a lot better in that more aggressive role. Chelsea will win this now. Yeah, you'd think so. Look at them go. Madueke, he's got Palmer to his right. Should have played it a bit earlier. Palmer's holding it up. Does well. Tries to edge out across, but it's in the end cleared. And the offside flag goes up. Who are we going to get in the League Cup next? You are seeing the edge of that sort of midfield's energy levels for Betis. Maybe experience not so good towards the end. Darlington at home. Swindon, who beat us 2-0 in the league a few weeks ago. They're saying in the commentary you've got to credit Maresca, but have you? This is the team that most of us said should have started. And he's brought them off the bench after an hour, and lo and behold, they've made an impact. Who knew? Bring your captain, your best centre-half, and one of your most creative players on. It makes a difference. Who would have thought it? The amount of dives Chelsea have gone for today, honestly. Sancho's making the run. He's got Palmer in support. Goes for the shot. First time. Good save, Adrian. Darlington rated worse than Port Vale, but that's before we bring the first team back in. Slezov came off the bench. We're going to have to be careful with this. Little might not make it. I mean, he's going to have to play because Hartness is no better. Morgan will be alongside Dixon. None of the strikers scored, so God knows what we're going to do up front. Definitely Obzera. Do we go for Conlon or for Naylor? I was kind of going for Naylor on the pace front, but neither of them are scoring. And Naylor's knackered at the minute, so it'll be Conlon stay. As Betis on the edge get in. Good block in the end. Yeah, that Isco and Fornell's combination. It's just not quite getting back at the same speed. That's sort of where Enzo's been able to make those breaks. You can see he's ahead of them again. They're just not able to get back at the same rate. And I've obviously lost that main threat on the left-hand side with Abdi as well. You can see where Palmer had 2 or 3 around him before. He's now only got 1 most of the time. And that was where he was able to fish out that cross a moment ago. Let's go for Niven, Wainwright and McMahon back in midfield. Is that our first team then? I think it is, isn't it? So we're going to have to keep Hodgson or Clark on the bench because Naylor's nowhere near. Oh, lovely work from Palmer. It's in. It's a goal. Nodded in by Jackson. It's the difference. Is Cole Palmer was being doubled up on with Isco doing the job defensively. They've got no legs to do it now. And Cole Palmer is one-on-one. And when he's one-on-one, he's a fantastic player. He's created 2 goals. Jackson's made a great run. And Chelsea are 2-1 up just like that. Malambi in for Ford. And then Clark in for Clark. I think that's the best we can do. In terms of the team, captains at left back, McMahon free kicks, Wainwright corners. I'm going to stick with it with that slightly different tactic for one game. Just see how it goes. But yeah, this is pretty much game over now, unfortunately. But it is chest. I mean, it's a great run, which he always does make, to be fair. I'm trying to look at that to see if he meant it or not. Hang on a minute. That's the youngster Rodriguez marking Cole Palmer there, one-on-one. It's not the most convincing looking finish, is it? I'll give you that. I mean, he did well to get his arm out of the way, to be fair to him. Hey, counts as the goal still, doesn't it? I said Palmer was having a poor game 10 minutes ago. It's not the case now, is it? Moments of magic's what you keep them on for. Here are Darlington early doors. Into the box, not the best. Haven't City got a buyback clause? Any finish is a good finish. Absolutely. If it goes in, same as a penalty, isn't it? If you score a penalty, it can't be a bad one. That's not a bad header at all, is it? I'll give you that. Oh, this is such a low quality game. I don't know what to do with this team. Do I just accept we're going to draw 0-0 every game and maybe sneak survival? Or do I think it will go wrong eventually? Oh, good save. Rebound. Score. Oh, he's missed an open goal. You are bloody kidding me. Yeah, Isco's legs and 4 nails in the middle has made the difference. Goal! It's another own goal. If we score this, the last 3 games we'd have won, we wouldn't have scored. Can we hang on? So the last game we won on penalties after a 0-0 draw. The one before that we won 1-0 with an own goal. And this one we're winning 1-0 with an own goal. Would be an incredible stat. Jesus. Do you remember when the Chelsea fans said West Ham were a joke for celebrating winning this competition? Funny how times change, isn't it? A brazer! We've scored an open goal! An open play goal even. Abzera's got his 3rd of the year. And that is a big win. 2-0 as well. What a treat that is. Nearly doubled our goal tally for the year. We're up to 13th. We're 6 points clear of the relegation zone. And we're 4 points off the playoffs. I mean, it could be a worse start. We've lost 2 games out of 8. Oh, Fornell's looking in behind Cucurella. Anthony's making the run. And again, he's done him for pace. But Cucurella gets back brilliantly. What a revelation he's been since the Euros. Oh my God, Caicedo. That is woeful. 5-yard pass straight at a Betis player. I can't even work out what he was trying to do. But Reece James able to mop up. Wins the throw as well. He's done well since coming on. In Anthony Masterclass. Mansfield away is our next game. They are 9th in the division. We'll do these 2 before we go. We'll see what position this game's in at that point. Thank you everyone who stuck with us as well. Root for the raid. Scotty Mac for the resub. And everyone else for the chat too. We're going to Mansfield now. We're slightly better on paper. doesn't necessarily mean a lot, does it? Let's see what we can produce. How fit are people? Right, Conlon is a problem. So Naylor in for him. Harkness in for Liddle, who's struggling at left back. Then on the bench, we'll go for... I think we'll drop Conlon out for Hodgson. Leave it like that. I just think Madueke, again, he's had the confidence coached out of him. Under Pochettino, he looked a very good player. Because he plays for a more reputable team than Jarrod Bowen is the answer to that, Rob. Let's see how we've done at Mansfield. We couldn't make it back-to-back wins, could we? I mean, let's give the credit to these two teams. It's been a much better final. Well, Steve, according to Thomas Tuchel. I guess based on this season, you can say yes. Based on Conference League history, maybe not. Mansfield in straight away. God, that is not what we want to see from the first highlight. Adrian nearly caught again there. I feel like one of the things I feel has changed here, without changing the tactic, the first half of the first season, we were getting so many penalties. Like where we were getting in the box and winning fouls. Just not happened since. I don't know what's caused that to dry up. I don't know if you can call Tuchel a terrible manager. His record's pretty good. I'm intrigued by what he's done here. As Niven breaks in, and that's a goal. Darlington ahead. Jackson's run away. He's 1-1. Oh my God, that touch is diabolical. It's so bad from Nicholas. I'm sorry, that is so bad. I don't even know how to sum that up. I think we're going to win 1-0. What a win that is. It's not exciting, but Darlington are doing the business here. The defensive record's still good. 5 conceded in 9. And we're up to stay in 13th place, but we're moving up on the points tally. Now 9 clear of the relegation zone already. Big, big win that. He keeps bringing Wainwright off, though. He loves it. I mean, all he had to do was pass it sideways, and it was a tap-in. When people say that Chelsea don't need a striker, I think things like that are the answer, aren't they? Ah, Wainwright's gone off for 4 weeks injury. That's a problem. He was hitting form as well. He's gone down injured to try and spare his blushes. Right, this will probably QPR next week. Are they right at the top? If so, no, they're next to us. So this game against Notts County will be the final one of the stream. And then I'll leave you to go about your evening. Nicholas Jackson claiming an injury. Just pass it sideways, man. So bad. We have got some fitness problems here. Corner duty. I think we'll go to McMahon for all of it now. Final game v Notts County. We've won 2 in a row. Are we going to make the famous mistake of going on one game too far? We have a few times, haven't we? Let's see if we've done it today. Heffernan and Allsop. That's a front, so isn't it? Bollins in there. Yulmaweni at the back. Ian Barraclough. His ego's taking a fatal blow. Yeah, and he's off. Who's on for him? Nkunku? Oh, Kin and Dewsbury Hall. Right, so Palmer's going up front then. $7,000 in again, and the final game of the stream. Will our solid start to the season continue? We are in primarily white with a little bit of black. Notts County are in half black and white. Could have done with less of a kick clash here. Not sure about this passing along the back four and then giving it away like that. Not sure about the keeper leaning on his post while the ball's coming towards it either, but there we go. First chance for Darlington. Good goal! Abzera is a little bit of magic in our season here. He might win us just enough games. We've got another chance. Good save. Rebound blocked. Can we get that second goal? You feel if we get 2 in a game, we've won it. We're not ever going to go concede 2 from a lead. Oh, that's not a good tackle. Get a red card for those these days, wouldn't you? We carry on like nothing's happened here. Flicked on. If we could get a second striker who scored, honestly, we'd be a dangerous team. Trust this to be a day we don't keep the clean sheet. Oh, great goalkeeping. He's a superstar, that boy. In the box. Good save again. Chelsea are just waiting for their chances to counter now. Sancho cutting in from the left. And we win 1-0 again. 3 wins in a row. 4 goals scored, none conceded. It is not exciting to watch, and I have no idea what's changed. But without Neil Wainwright, the star man, we've managed to nick a win, and I'm absolutely thrilled about that. That puts us into the top half at the end of this stream. 16 points, 1 off the playoffs. We've scored 7 in 10 matches. Similar record to Stockport, actually, just behind us. One of a few teams that are defensive and hard to watch. We're miles clear of the relegation zone. We're absolutely flying. And I couldn't be more thrilled about that. Thank you, Scotty Mac, for the resub tonight. 23 months insane. Root for the raid. Benji for the follow. We'll go and find somebody to raid before we finish off here. Oh, 3-1. And it's game over right on cue. Jadon Sancho cuts in. Oh, Abzera's injured for 3 weeks as well. Jeez, we are not scoring at the start of the next stream, are we? Sunday morning, first half an hour, we will not be scoring goals. And look at that, Maresca. You bring on the players that should have been starting and suddenly you get outcomes. Jadon Sancho, having left Manchester United, will be picking up a European trophy at the end of the year. Surprise, surprise, eh? Let's go and find somebody to raid as we were doing there. Chelsea win in the end despite a good Betis performance for 60 minutes. But it's just not lasted long enough. They've run out of legs. And Chelsea will get to lift the trophy in about 10 minutes' time. Who's playing Football Manager? And in English. That would be a crucial bit. The Gushers playing the highest ranked village side in England. Let's go over there. Not sure what it'll be like, but let's go over and say hello. Hopefully, it'll be a good one. Thank you very much for being in, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of the evening. I'll see you again on Sunday morning as we return for a bit more from Darlington without our 2-star attacking players.